Hey, vinyl community. I changed clothes. St. Patrick's Day, so I'm wearing my Guinness sweatshirt. Apologies for my rant about Rolling Stone, but I suspect there are a few of you out there who agree with me. So let me know. Just wanted to show a couple things. I haven't actually been to the record store for a little while. But the last trip I made, I picked up 3 things that were interesting. So I thought I would show them. I got this Atlantic Jazz Express album for $1. Normally when I see compilations like this, I just like, whatever. But actually due to the fact of Derek and Baraka P-Dub talking about some jazz stuff, I've been getting more and more interested. And this one happens to have suddenly a lot of names that I recognize. I mean, it has John Coltrane and Charles Mingus, who I knew of before, but it also has Modern Jazz Quartet, which I've heard these guys talk about, Dave Brubeck and Chick Corea, and also has Roland Kirk. So, for $1, thought I'd check it out. Horrible cover. So, but thought that was interesting. And then I got soundtrack to Falcon and the Snowman. Pat Metheny. I didn't get this for Pat Metheny. Actually, it has one track on here, collaboration with David Bowie, which is called "This Is Not America" on side B. Something back in the day, I was like, oh, I have to have this album, and I was really my hardcore. I have to have every weird, one-off David Bowie thing. But I never ended up buying it, so now I got it for $1, so it's pretty good. And this one was a real treat. It's by UB40. And this is not an original, but this is Little Bag of Rhythm. I had the actual original when this first came out. It was in a clear plastic, like a hard plastic sleeve, see-through, and it had this UB40, the name kind of not laminated, but I mean it was on the outside plastic, and then the label itself, you could read the lists, and it had their picture on it. So this one is actually in a cardboard sleeve. But, this is where I heard I Got You Babe, done reggae style. And hip-hop lyrical robot. I mean, I was really into UB40, so. So I picked that up. This was $3.99. $2.99, even better. So, I mean, it's, basically an EP. It's only got 6 songs, but good stuff. So those were like in the wild finds. And then I actually ordered a record. This is not an original. This is a reprint. But The Clash Sandinista. This album kind of blew my mind, I have to say. I had picked up Combat Rock, The Clash Combat Rock, like, half of the world basically, and loved it, even though it had, everybody heard the Rock the Casbah and ran out and bought it, and I discovered that all the songs on the album were not like Rock the Casbah. The Clash kind of did their own thing. And this was probably, I think, only the 3rd triple album that I had ever purchased. Well, not this one, but, at the time. And I remember sitting in my room with my headphones on, and I just sat there, and I read along, to all the lyrics. And this one comes with, with the nice the Armageddon Times, that has a reprint of the original lyric sheets, and yeah, this is back when it was fun. You get something in the head, stuff inside that you could look at and hold on to and stuff, and so yeah, this album just kind of, I was like, what are they doing? And there were some songs on here in particular. That's a fun visual. Okay. There were some songs on here, particularly the reggae-inspired tracks, if you will. Like The Crooked Beat and One More Dub. There's another one, too. I know there's another one. I can't think of it right now. But, and they had Mikey Dread doing the vocals on them, and I was like, what is that? And I kind of went backwards in time for The Clash. Then the next one I picked up, or I think actually my friend Jeff gave me a dub of London Calling, which he had, and he's like, oh, you have to hear this one. And that was great. And then came this one. So I just ordered this a while back. This is Black Market Clash. This is the 10-inch, not the super Black Market Clash that came out later, which I don't care for as much, even though it's got extra stuff on it. And I think I showed this in a previous video, and I said I would get back to talking about it, so now I am. This second side with Bank Robber Dub, Armageddon Time, and Justice Knights with Kick It Over just absolutely blew my mind. I got into The Clash expecting, punk stuff, and I got Combat Rock, which is definitely not punk. A lot of this on San Denise is not punk. I think pretty much their first album is pretty punked out, but as they progressed, their styles changed. So when I heard these songs, which are the Armageddon Time, they just were amazing to me. And at that time, I really wasn't up to speed on reggae at all. So these were kind of like just completely out of left field. I went on then to really get into Bob Marley in a big way. But these, I didn't really realize that these, songs, that dub was kind of its own genre. I just thought it was weird reggae that they were screwing around with. So I've been kind of delving into. There's tons of good reggae dub mixes on YouTube that I listen to regularly. And I've been getting into some reggae dub artists like Scientist and King Tubby, guys like that have these particular dub songs. I really dig the dub stuff, and not dubstep, reggae dub. So this album, I since I bought this, I probably played it like 20 times. Side 2. I played side 1 once just to make sure it wasn't scratched, but side 2 is the one. So this one, just like I talked about in the previous video about repairing stuff, like this one has got the, it's split. Like, do people glue that stuff, or just bag it and keep it as is? This is an original on the Epic New Disc label, but it was relatively cheap. So, and when I ordered it, I forgot that it was a 10-inch. So I had this when I was, back in 82, 83, and I didn't remember that it was this weird size. It's not weird. There's other 10 inches out there, but this is the only 10-inch that I've ever owned. So it was nice to get this one. And there's several versions of this, and some that have not different graphics, but different colors, and yeah. So, but this was, I had to have this one, and since I got it, I played the heck out of it. So definitely a good call to get that one. And Sandinista, I mean, this is just a magnum opus. Not all of it's fantastic, but some of it is beyond fantastic. So if you don't have this one, you should get it. So like I said, I've been checking out dub music on YouTube. You can catch a lot of mixes out there that people do, and so I'm carefully scouring the not comment section, but the detail section about the video, and sometimes they list out the artists, and then I check them out on Spotify or wherever I can find them. Not too many places catering to reggae dub music that I'm aware of, at least places that I go. So, gonna have to probably look for other sources on that stuff. But if anybody has favorites, reggae dub favorites, let me know what they are. And for me, the more echo and reverb and whatever in it, the better. That's what I like. I don't know. So, I mean, some semblance of a song, but just every time I hear the reverbs and the echoey stuff that just keeps going and going, I just love it. So, I've got tons of rock stuff, and I do love it, but I dabble in other things. Try to keep an open mind in different types of music, like the Ravi Shankar stuff. I don't know. I think it was when I was doing the Beatles stuff. Ravi Shankar kind of came into play, and reading about some of the albums and how Ravi Shankar, was a big influence. And I came across one of his albums. Yeah, it was this one. This is Ravi Shankar, 3 Ragas. And there's some really good information in here about what, the principles behind ragas and stuff. And it was $2.98 at Frugal Muse, which is really a bookstore, but they handled a little section of records. And I thought, well, it's on World Pacific. No idea. World Pacific label. And it looked really clean, so I thought, why not? I'll check it out. And this is really, really, really good. I really like it. It's not your party music, but it's quite good. So then later on, they had another one there. This one was $10. It's from '73. This is Ravi Shankar with Ali Akbar Khan, who I'd never heard of before. And this was equally amazing on the Fantasy label. This is, it's a double. That's why it was more expensive. And then they had this one as well. So somebody must have come in and dumped all their stuff. But this is Ragas of India by Ali Akbar Khan. And it's a box set. Which is also coming apart a little bit. But it's got the booklet, Ragas of India. Some pictures and just talking about. It actually talks a lot about the instruments and stuff, the way that the music is composed or orchestrated. It's very interesting. So these are on the classical record library. As you can see down here at the bottom, I don't know if it'll focus on that, but it says Book of the Month Club. So this was apparently some kind of, I don't know how I didn't know the records were part of the Book of the Month Club, but maybe they consider this to be a book of some sort. So it's a triple album, and it's really good. So I don't come across these very often, and there are some Ravi Shankar albums that I don't care for because I, of course, went berserker on Spotify checking out these Ravi Shankar stuff and Ali Akbar Khan. Some of them I don't care for because they're less sitar and more, kind of orchestrational stuff, which I don't really dig. So yeah. So right away you're like, okay, the guy's into weird stuff. Reggae dub and some sitar music, but I can assure you there's regular rock up in here. Got your yeah, so I mean I have plenty of normal stuff. Trying to think. So this all, the whole 3 shelves is all alphabetical, just rock. Got The Who, Johnny Winter, Nirvana, Queen, Psychedelic Furs, some Grateful Dead, got Hendrix, Blondie, and I recognize the Cardboard Box record. This was, I love this album. Nice shadow. There we go. This carton contains one Alice Cooper, Muscle of Love. It comes in a box. I managed to come up with that one for cheap. That one kind of blew my mind. Packaging wise, when I got it, I'm like, oh, this is weird. Anyway, the Calax is in and records are on it, and yeah. So in my jazz section down here, there's Ravi Shankar. That's really only what you might call odds and ends. Again, Linda Ronstadt and Neil Diamond. We'll talk at length about Neil Diamond at some point. Not today. Oh, that's a good one. Someday we'll get into that. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to listen to my UB40 album and chill out for a while. Bye, y'all.